Hey everyone, Game Dev Richtofen here, and I hope you have a fantastic day. So today's video we're gonna continue our FPS series, and today's video we're gonna give our character ability to slide and sprinting. So basically in the last part we create our character, give him ability to look around and move around, and today's we're gonna do these new things. So first of all, before we get to our character class, we're gonna add more inputs. So to do that, go to edit, project setting, roll down and come to the engine category and come to the input. This time we need one action mapping and one axis mapping. For our action mapping we're gonna call it a slide, and for an axis mapping we're gonna call it a sprint. And for a sliding I'm gonna choose a key binding as a C, and for a sprinting I'm gonna choose left shift. You can choose a right shift, but depend on yourself. Put the value of left shift to 1 and close this panel and open your character class. Alright, after you open your class, come to your header file. We're gonna create variables for our sliding and sprinting. Come to one of your public sections, and here we're gonna say your property, and we're gonna choose edit anywhere, and we're gonna say category is equal to, for example, var. I'm referring to variable here, okay? And here we're gonna create our first variable, and it's type of boolean, and we're gonna say is sliding. Sorry, and I just copy this and paste it here, and I'm gonna call this one is shift, and it means if we actually press shift button or not. We're gonna copy this one and call this one W, is W to refer if we press W actually. And here we're gonna make a time for our sliding, for when our sliding is gonna to for example make our sliding have a time limit, okay? So to do that, I just copy paste one of these property and paste it. I'm gonna choose float type, and we're gonna say slide time, simple as that. And I just copy paste this another time, and we're gonna call it main slide time. So that's all we have to do for variable for now. Now let's back to, actually we don't have to, let's first create our function for our sliding and sprinting. So to do that, I just copy one of these functions for sprinting. I just say sprint, and one function for our sliding, so I'm gonna call it slide. Simple as that. Now you can simply click on the name of a function and right click and quick action it, but I just want to create the function by myself. You can do the same thing as mine. So we're gonna say character, and we're gonna choose the name sprint, and we're gonna say float data. As simple as that. Now we're gonna create our slide function. So we're gonna call it slide, and simple as that. And that's all you have to do. Now let's call them. Actually, let's come to set up player input component. Let's say input components. I'm gonna use bind action, and we're gonna choose slide, and we're gonna say IE pressed, and this class, and we're gonna say our character, then we're gonna say slide function. Simple as that. Now I just copy one of this bind axis here, and I'm gonna call this sprint and call the function. Simple as that. Yes, you're done, really. Now, first of all, I'm gonna go for a sliding because it's most easy part. Both of them are easy, but let's just start from a sliding. So first of all, and before we actually gonna go for slide, we have to get a forward vector of a character. So to do that, we have to create a variable, and the type of it should be f vector or vector. Simple as that. So I just come to the header file, copy one of these u property again. Sorry, and we're gonna save f vector, and we're gonna call it slide vector, and simple as that. Now back to source file, and here in a sliding we're gonna say if is sliding was false. It's supposed to actually we're gonna say slide vector is equal to get sorry, I'm gonna refer it to camera and point it to get, I think, forward vector, and simple as that. Now then we're gonna say is sliding will be true, and that's all you have to do. And yeah, now let's go up and came to the tick function. Here we're gonna say if is sliding was true, we have to use add movement inputs, and we're gonna use slide vector for our character to move in a slide vector, and we're gonna choose 1 to move to forward, and basically you have to do this. And here we're gonna actually use our time, because when we actually is a slide is true, it going forever, it never stops, so we have to give it a limit. So come to your beginning player, and we're gonna say slide time is equal to main slide time. I explained this what is the main slide time, so just forget about it for now and come to a slide is a slide, and we're gonna say slide time will be minus by something like 1. Okay, simple as that. And we're gonna say if slide time was, for example, less than or equal to 0. First of all, we're gonna say is sliding supposed to be a false, and then we're gonna say a slide time will be equal to main slide time. Slide time. And that's all you have to do for your sliding. Simple as that. And now let's go for sprinting. The sprinting is so easy. What you have to do is come to a sprint function and say is shift supposed to be a true whenever we have some data, we have some value in our data. I'm gonna just cut it and paste it here, and the only thing you have to do is this. And else, if we don't have anything in our data, I don't know why I call it data, just I don't know really. Sorry, copy is shift and paste it here, and we're gonna make it false. Simple as that. Now we're gonna go up into our vertical movement, and we're gonna say if data was bigger than 0, it means we're going to forward. So we're gonna say is W is true. Alright, and we're gonna say else if data was equal or less or equal than to 0, we're gonna say is W will be false. Got it? Now here we're gonna say if is W was true. and is, for example, is shift was false, and with that is sliding is false, we're gonna change the speed of our moving normally. Okay, we're gonna say we're gonna use get movement, character movement component, and we're gonna point it to max walk speed, and we're gonna choose a small value like 200. It's enough for now. But for sprinting, go up and come to the tick function. Here we're gonna say if is W was true and is shift was true too, and is sliding was false, then we're gonna again use get character movement component, and we're gonna point it to max walk speed, and we're gonna make I think 1000. And let's just cut this one and paste it underneath of this one, and we're gonna change it from if to else if, and that's all you have to do. Now for sliding, we have to give them a speed. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna say we're gonna actually copy one of this and paste it right here and give a big number such as 3000, and you're actually done. You actually create the sprinting and sliding together. Now save this, go to Unreal Engine, click compile, and you're ready to go. Alright, my code compile, and let's just go to our character and change a few settings here. Let's go to variable category, and you can see we have all our variables here. Here we're gonna choose our main slide time. We're gonna choose, for example, I think 30 is good, and other thing is supposed to be on the default. So just click play, and let's go to our character to debug it, and you can see if I move forward is W will be true, and if I just press shift it will be true, and if I press both of them it's going fast, and if I release one of them it's going slow again. So simple as that. And let's go for sliding. If I if I, for example, press C, you can see I'm going for sliding for a few moments, and you can see it's really worked great. And let me just go back to our Visual Studio, and we're gonna actually say if, let me find it, slide. We're gonna say if is W was true, sliding this goes supposed to work. Okay, what I mean is that if we actually going to forward and press C, you have to go to slide. It's usually every video game use this option. For example, you have to move to slide, but you can just do not do this, and player can just press C and go for slide. I just see we better do this. Close this, click compile, and I wait to compile itself. Alright, after you compile, let's play this. And let me see. Okay, on default, I can, if I press C, you can see I press C so much. I think the sound is coming. But if I press W and press C, you can see going to the slide for sliding. You can see it's really fun, and that's all you have to. That's all you have to do. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we're gonna give our character more realistic movement, and what I mean is actually we're gonna give it a realistic sliding, realistic sprinting, and so much more. But for now, that's all we can do. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a fantastic